everybody. We are Soline, Hélène and Amandine from Institut L'Élevage, which is the French Livestock Institute. And we are working together with farmers on a living lab. We are going to present you the living lab dairy managing grassland for sequestration. The 15 farmers of our group are dairy farmers based west of France, as you can see in Bretagne, Pays de la Loire, Normandy. So this is the first zone of milk production in France, with half of the national herd in this region. And this is a rather productive zone with further area based mainly on maize silage and temporary grassland. So why do we want to work on this theme with farmers? It is to respond to the European challenge to catch neutrality by 2050. As said by the Cap pour Nil initiative, soil is a key solution to climate change problem. As you can see in France, the grassland area is all around the country, and when we link the grassland area with the carbon organic soil stocks, as you can see, where there is a more grassland area, the higher the carbon stocks are. And this is a very good option because there is less carbon in the atmosphere. The grassland can catch and keep the carbon in soil. Carbon stock in grassland is much higher than in arable crops. So that's a good thing to have such a large area in grassland in France. But as you can see, in the western area, where the productive milking zone, the grassland area is decreasing, with, for example, in Normandy, a loss of 11% of grassland area over the last 10 years. So the best option is to ask farmers how to attract more dairy production on grassland-based systems. That was the initial idea of our living lab. So we gather farmers from different points of this area, and with the various practices, which is organic farming system, for some of them hay milk production, crossbred, but all of them are very interesting in grass management. Some of them are very long established farmers with lots of experience, and some others are very new infant. So it's very good to bring everybody together in the same group so that they can exchange and know what to do to make grassland-based system more and more interesting for other farmers.
We have had 3 meetings so far with the farmers. During the 2 first meetings, we had a work session in the morning and a farm visit in the afternoon. And the 3rd meeting was really dedicated to the construction of the living lab. We used this exercise to determine the topic of the living lab. The question we asked the farmers is how to sequestrate more carbon on the farm. First, we had a look at their current practices that are having a lot of grassland, grazing a lot, and managing soil and fertility and planting a lot of trees. So we have a large variety of practices in the hub. The next step was to have a look at the practices they would like to try in the future, which are bale grazing, grassland management, overseeding and planting some new grasslands, and doing some agroforestry as well. And then we had a look at the obstacles that the farmers could meet and prevent them to reaching their goals. So there was the time needed to implement these new practices, the money, the lack of support from policy, the lack of knowledge depending on the topic, and also the communication. So what farmers think in the group is that they don't communicate enough to consumers, stakeholders and students about the advantages of the grazing dairy systems. So in the end, we got that, a lot of ideas, a lot of practices and things to do. So the farmers in the end decided to develop communication tools on the performance of grazing systems. So developing arguments on economic, environmental and time efficiency of the grazing dairy systems. And then that's us having the field visit at the experimental farm of Moron, talking about the adaptation to climate change of grasslands. And then we had another field visit in the experimental farm of Torigny d'Anjou in the Pays de la Loire region to talk about winter grazing.
Now we are going to talk about the organization of our living lab. The aim is to build together with farmers communication initiatives toward agricultural education and also politic representatives. The idea is to raise awareness around the benefits of grassland farms, for attracting visitors, convince future farmers, and raise new funding. In this approach, farmers are the leaders. In the following months, we will follow several steps. First, we will gather economics and technical data and also environmental diagnostics to demonstrate the sustainability of those systems. We will also train farmers to communicate with different stakeholders. It's up to farmers to define the most convincing messages for each audience, based on their factual results. Then we will co-create with farmers and relevant actors the farm events. We will have 3 events for agricultural education, 2 events for local politics stakeholders. Then we will capitalize on these events to improve and transfer the knowledge acquired. To do that, we will use special tools like the one built in the Nefertiti project, and we will also create videos and information boards.